What else is going on? We have got Inca currently fighting a war against Guarani and Taipua, so basically just trying to consolidate the last of the unconsolidated territories. We have got Oirat fighting a couple of wars against Shun and Korea and then Yarkand. And yes, I know I was going through the ideas. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not missing anything with the wars before we continue with that. Friesland is currently struggling against Oldenburg, Dithmarschen and Mecklenburg, so just expanding into Oldenburg over here. England, we know, is at war with Scotland. Poland's at war. Poland's in the Oldenburg, Dithmarschen, Mecklenburg war, which is about to end. Doesn't look like Friesland has got a great navy yet. Oldenburg actually maintaining the naval superiority. Brandenburg's taken out Dithmarschen, so that would explain what Brandenburg's doing. Mamelukes are currently at war with Mara and Rasangli, so continuing to expand down here in the south. Ethiopia still trying to take out Adal. And then Bahmanis. Ever expanding Bahmanis, now going at war with Malwa, Sindh, Gujarat and Afghanistan, trying to seize as much territory as they possibly can in India before the return of Delhi and Jaunpur. So Delhi and Jaunpur really are going to need to work together if they want to have any chance of taking Bahmanis out. Although Bahmanis at the moment are allied with Delhi, so right now Jaunpur are the isolated ones. Osnabrück is northwest Germany. So up here somewhere. I could have sworn that Osnabrück was a province, but I don't know that it is anymore. There it is. Osnabrück. It's because it's been taken by Friesland. Fair enough. Okay, so, other players. Let's take a look at ideas. France. Let's take a look at France. France have gone with defensive and innovative, so innovative to get some better technology and also cheaper advisors, and then defensive for even more morale, because that's clearly what France needs. France needs morale. We've got Phaonics in Friesland, who may have inherited economic, or they may have changed that. Seeing as only one pip in economic has so far been taken, they may well have abandoned whatever the AI chose and then chose something new. Meanwhile, Frisian Traditions gives them development cost reduction, production efficiency, tax modifier. That's a pretty good combo. Ship trade power is quite nice. State maintenance, morale of armies, construction time and cost, fort defense, tolerance of heretics and heathens, and then domestic trade power. Frisian ideas are pretty darn good. Then over here in Brandenburg, we've got economic ideas to deal with their economy, and then they've taken quality. So Brandenburg now with plus 10 infantry combat, still waiting to get the goose step though. Poland has got influence ideas to help with maintaining Lithuania, I guess, and any other vassals that they may take. I don't really know why he's gone influence actually, because Lithuania is not a vassal. You don't get money from PUs. It's not a subject, so... And it's also Lithuania, so you rarely have to deal with Liberty Desire. And then diplomatic annexation cost, there isn't one, because you just do it through event. Maybe for the relations? And then religious. They are converting into Protestant, so they may well want the religious ideas to help them do that, especially when it comes to converting the territories in Lithuania. Gustav in Finland has taken economic and then defensive. Yeah, defensive Finland is going to be really, really obnoxious, because they've already got a plus 15% fort defense from expanded Viborg. Cavalry combat up, production efficiency, development cost and construction. I forgot how good the Finnish ideas are. They are really good. And then attrition for enemies. That's the one that really hurts. Plus, it's Finland, so attrition galore. Yeah, Finland is going to be a real pain for people attacking Helsinki to deal with, especially as it's a march. Then Muscovy has defensive and religious ideas. Interesting. So Muscovy very much being the bastion of orthodoxy at the moment. What's Finland? Finland is currently Catholic, but I do wonder if Muscovy is going to lean on them. And in fact, they are currently converting, so it does not look like they will. Finland, more like Karelia, but whatever. Yeah, true. You're not wrong. And they have actually almost finished defensive ideas, which is going to give the extra attrition when attacking their territories, which is going to be pretty annoying and rather potent. Then let's take a look over in Milan. Milan has taken defensive and innovative. Interesting, not economic. See, if I was Milan, I would have taken economic first, I think, in order to get the modifiers to development, because Milan is in such a wealthy position. Farmland, farmland, farmland. Mountains, hills. But still, these 3 farmlands means that you can have a really, really wealthy interior, and you can go super, super tall as Milan. Going for the extra morale, putting themselves on a more of a military footing. Milan already starts with infantry combat ability, so they already start out quite strong, and this would have just boosted that. And then innovative to get technologies and things like that going faster, which does make a lot of sense. The Pope not having religious ideas, notably, although they are probably in a position where they don't really need it. They have economic and quality, so rather than going for the defensive combat, they're going for better ships and also better troops. Castile has gone for exploration and expansion, so really doubling down on the colonial game, compared to France, which doesn't have either of them yet, if they even will. I don't know if that France will necessarily try to contest Castellan expansion. Portugal, very similar to Castile, going with exploration and expansion. Did they just absorb Hungary? No, remember this is just player map mode, so I can see who the players are, so I know who to look at. They have almost finished exploration, but not quite there yet. Morocco have also taken exploration and defensive, so exploration getting them some early colonies going on the coastline, which will eventually allow them access to Brazil. In fact, they can already reach it if they wanted to. So we could see some competition between Morocco, Portugal and Castile for colonial holdings in America, though it looks like they are very much going for Africa at the moment. And then defensive ideas just to make them harder to conquer. Tunis going for trade and defensive, so no colonial aspirations for the Tunisians whatsoever, but they are going for trade, which is going to be a real competitor for the Mamelukes, who have taken economic and trade. So the Mamelukes massively doubling down for that. Meanwhile, Austria and Kaiser Wilhelm are at war, so we'll take a look at that in just a moment. I just wanted to see what the Ottomans have. The Ottomans have trade and quality. They've actually finished both of them already. So the Ottomans also going to be coming in with trade, so that is another competitor for the Mamelukes' economy. Meanwhile, Austria and Ulm at war. Why? Austria's at war with Ulm and Augsburg. This is a direct war. Oh no, this is Austria defending Memmingen, which is a free city? Yes. So Austria may have said, you can take it, I need to join the war so I don't lose the prestige. And that does indeed look the case. Austria and Ulm do seem to have pretty good relations. Otherwise Ulm would have ceased to exist by now, I suspect. Milan should have gone quality instead of defensive if he was planning to go innovative. Yeah, because quality and innovative have a really good combo, which is the extra infantry ability, which would go well with their Milan ability, which is more infantry combat. So while not quite as strong as, say, Prussia would be, they're close. No one wants to be the great power player that bullies a player. Ulm, that's just shameful. Yeah. Ulm just has that protection, I think. Right, that is all of the European. Sweden. We haven't checked Sweden yet. Sweden has got quality and economic. That is a good combo. I really do like that combo. What does economic go with? Extra discipline. Yeah, that's a great combo for Sweden, actually. Absolutely endorse that. We already saw what they did. Mamelukes were economic and trade. Actually, I want to take a look at the trade situation in Alexandria right now. So the Ottomans are coming in with 13%. The Mamelukes do have 39%. Aleppo is a competition between the two. Mamelukes are sending trade ships. The Ottomans are not as yet. Meanwhile, in Constantinople, this is almost entirely Ottomans, although they are getting pirates from Tunis. Tunis is privateering the Ottomans. Oh, interesting. It's a great target. Because the Ottomans will have such a high percentage of the trade in that node, and the higher your monopoly, the easier it is to pirate, the more pirate efficiency that does generate. So right now, no love lost between the Tunisians and the Ottomans. Tunis very much having aligned themselves with the Mamelukes, and now Morocco also having aligned themselves with the Mamelukes. I don't know if that's just during this session while the Ottomans are not here. That might just be abusing the AI, but that could well be a thing. Definitely something to keep an eye on next session. Meanwhile, over in Ajam, we have got influence and economic. So Ajam probably playing a bit of a vassal swarm game. In fact, they are. Luristan, Ardalan are both vassals of theirs. So that makes a bit more sense than economic for the extra monies that can generate. Wow. Plus 24 defense. Ajam plus defensive would be kind of potent. But I don't know if Persia has those same ideas, and they're probably going to try and form Persia. Meanwhile, the Oirat... No, that's Transaxonia. That's also Transaxonia. That's Oirat. Oirat have got quantity, and they have finished them up. How large is the Oirat army right now? 47 different regiments out of a 71 maximum. They have 67,000 manpower. Oirat is a real military behemoth at the moment. Delhi has got economic and offensive ideas. That might be an idea that the AI has chosen there. Not sure. It's not a terrible combination, though, because this gives extra artillery combat ability. Probably a better combo for Bengal, who also gets artillery combat, but it's not terrible. Bahmani, having gone for defensive ideas for the early morale buff, which they would have needed against their Indian neighbours. Probably less important now. And then trade, taking over the Indian trade, especially around Coromandel, is a really, really good idea, because a lot of stuff does actually feed into Coromandel. And they do have a 54% control over that node. And also 34 in Bengal. So they should be pushing quite a lot of money. 17 trade here. And they are earning 14 ducats a month from that trade so far. And then we have Jaunpur, who are defensive. They have not yet unlocked the level 7 admin idea yet. A good choice though, defensive, giving them the extra morale, and then also fort ability. Then we have Malacca down here. I'm guessing exploration, which we knew. Still 2 ideas away from getting the free colonialism, and then quality for the better troops and ships. Good combo for them there. Japan does not yet have a single idea group. They've really fallen behind in terms of the admin, so he was right. That has cost them. And then, last but not least, we have the Inca. Inca having no ideas yet either. Not really that surprising. The player wars have expanded, so we have a player war currently going against Muscovy, Poland, and Brandenburg. This is a Muscovite conquest of Toro-Pekas, so Muscovy now getting some revenge for the previous conflicts against Poland. Muscovy coming in with 60,000 troops. The Polish coalition together with Brandenburg, and of course we cannot forget Ulm in this situation, coming in with 88,000. So Muscovy does find themselves outnumbered. Muscovy is on the offensive, so they will lose some troops as they are pushing through. Huzzah! Muscovy with 21,000 manpower, Lithuania with 45,000, Poland with only 9, and then Brandenburg with 24,000, although Brandenburg is really hemorrhaging money right now. Why is that? Reinforcements. So I think that they just fought something and lost a lot of troops. Although Brandenburg's looking pretty well reinforced, so what on earth are they paying for? Oh, they're also over their force limit, fairly significantly. Chief Code Red, thank you very much for the 3-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And how goes the community multiplayer game? It's a lot of fun. I mean, these are always good. These are always a lot of really interesting to watch. Okay, so we have the Polish army marching up against Sukhov and Finland. Don't forget that Finland is also a player, so we have player vassal, and so Muscovy and Finland basically versus Poland and Brandenburg. I strongly suspect that Brandenburg will be able to bring more troops to this fight than Finland can. In fact, they definitely can. This is potentially Muscovy trying to stop the Commonwealth forming. What would he need to do that? Needs to own Krakow, Warsaw, Gdansk, Malbork. So maybe an attempt to break the Union? Possibly? Smolensk looks like it's going to fall fairly soon. We do have 36,000 men sitting here, but also 33,000 men sitting here. So fairly even numbers at the moment. We have got Lithuania with a bunch of troops over here, although Brandenburg is actually in a separate war. This is the... Oh no, it's a coalition! Oh, this is Muscovy punishing the Brandenburg Polish forces. This is terrible. Okay, so that's what Brandenburg is currently busy with at the moment. So Muscovy saw a moment of weakness for the allies here and have pounced. Because Brandenburg have clearly tuned off more than they should have. And they are at war with a pretty healthy chunk of Germany right now. And also part of the Netherlands. Can't forget that. Or Belgium, technically. 60,000 men currently marching against Brandenburg. Brandenburg do not yet have any of their military stuff. They've got the quality, which is the +10 infantry combat ability, but that's it. They do not yet have the morale. They do not yet have the goose step. So Brandenburg is going to be in a bit of trouble here, and I think that Poland and Lithuania are going to be the ones who pay. So it's basically Poland versus Muscovy, because Poland's not going to be able to help Brandenburg against their coalition, and Brandenburg's not going to be able to help Poland. KZ Eternal, thank you very much for the 14-month resubscription. Very much appreciate that as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Always appreciated. So, at the moment, it looks like Muscovy is just very slowly pushing in towards Lithuanian territories. Smolensk has just fallen, and that is the only fort in this area. It's not going to be another fort until Vilnius, which is the Lithuanian capital. They are trying to take the fort in Polokas. It looks like the Muscovites are moving in to assist. This is the Muscovite siege army, 8,000 infantry, 5,000 artillery, whereas the main combat army is going to sit back here, which is the bulk of their infantry, with some more infantry support down here, probably for carpet sieging. Poland is keeping their troops behind. Ulm are coming in with some forces of their own. How is this looking? Ulm is slightly over their force limit right now. Unfortunately, a bunch of Lithuanians are down here helping Brandenburg against the coalition forces. Brandenburg may well want to go after this army while they're kind of isolated, although it does look like the Palatinate and Cologne are coming in with some forces of their own. What happened? What did you do? Oh, you took over these. Stad, Oldenburg, and Dithmarschen. Oh! Brandenburg took Oldenburg. I thought that was going to go to Friesland. So Brandenburg apparently trying to block Friesland over there. And made to pay for it. Now, has Friesland broken their alliance with Brandenburg? Yes. Yes, they have. So maybe a bit of backstabbing. Brandenburg promising Oldenburg and then reneging on that and taking it for themselves. World War I in 1500. I wouldn't really call this World War I. This is just another major player war. I mean, if there's any player war which rages a lot, it's Poland versus Muscovy. Like, these two have really been at each other's throats throughout this game so far. And the previous war was a white peace, which left both nations extremely heavily in debt. Muscovy did recover from that debt first. I don't think that Poland is still in debt after it. No, Poland is fully recovered. Lithuania is going into debt a little bit, although they are still making money at the moment, so not that terrible a situation. 8 military tech, 8 military tech, 9 mil tech, 8 mil tech. So Muscovy currently ahead. How far behind is Poland? Poland's still halfway there, and Lithuania is only just level 8. Level 9 does give the extra... Oh dear, this is a big one. Better infantry and also better mil tactics. So Muscovy is in a really, really strong position coming into this conflict. Plus they have the defensive ideas for the extra morale. Poland having taken no military ideas whatsoever. They do not yet have the winged hussars. I think this is a really bad situation for Poland. This is definitely a very, very bad situation. The Incan people have seen these huge wooden ships floating on the water with red, white and blue flag. Not around here you haven't.